Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
You know, I love this podcast. I don't care if no one's listening, if everyone's listening, doesn't matter, because
it really doesn't.
We get to watch glorious
dude.
B-movie magic like the film we watched tonight.
We have been on a fucking roll.
This was wild.
This is nuts. This is some high concept, big brain homebrew.
This is the biggest brain, high concept homebrew that I've watched in quite a while. Like, they went hard on this fucking movie.
One person.
Guy.
I was gonna say, one person had a big fucking idea and just went.
Just fucking ran with it.
Just went for it.
He had a dream, okay?
He wanted his own post-apocalypse.
These kind of movies where you're just like, you know what? I can do it.
I can do it.
I could do it. Because if this guy could do it, and yes, he had probably a bigger budget, who cares?
There's things.
There's some money thrown around here, because there's effects and stuff.
Explosions.
But the fact remains.
He did it.
He did it.
Yeah. Without,
and for some reason got Sid Haig in there.
And Sid Haig's in there. Which, I don't know, Sid Haig, maybe they were friends or something, I don't know.
Most likely.
Maybe they played pool together.
I mean, again, of course this wasn't like the height of Sid Haig's career or anything. But...
No, but, I mean, he's in there. Probably the only person with, like, any recognition beyond this thing. The Aftermath.
The Aftermath is what we watched. One of our first, like, good post-apocalyptic...
we haven't had any. I don't think we have.
The Lucifer Complex.
Oh.
Technically was dystopian. Remember?
Our guy on the computer.
Yeah.
That's the post-apocalypse.
Yeah, it's the post-apocalypse. It's dystopian.
Right.
Dystopian. Sorry, dystopian. Wow, I cannot talk.
It's fine.
Dystopian. So we've only had one other one. So that's why.
Well, clearly
this is our only good one.
I don't know. I mean, this isn't as good as Lucifer Complex. I'm joking.
Nothing. Nothing can be. Okay, it's a masterpiece.
No, this is a lot better. And I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for this shit.
I am too, and like, you know, because I don't know if I know you know, but I am a huge, like, gigantic fan of Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. I mean, Mad Max.
I love, like, Omega Man.
I mean, like all the, like, the original zombie movies, like Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
Yeah, like OG post-apocalyptic dystopian films. I love them. I think they're
There's
great.
just something about dudes walking around abandoned shacks and buildings that appeals to me.
Well, then, like, trying to find, like, other
what
people
happened, yeah.
And, like, trying to find out what happened. It's all cool. So this does kind of follow a Planet of the Apes timeline kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, without the apes, obviously, there's no, like, monkeys walking around or anything.
Instead of apes, it's rape and fucking head explosions.
Well, let's get ghouls. Like, this gave me, like, I don't know if anyone
Fallout
is, like, a gamer, but, like, heavy Fallout vibes.
Except instead of the main person coming from, like, underground, they're coming from space.
They come from outer space.
They're an astronaut.
So, this might be a short review, I'm not sure yet, but, like, it's such a simple plot. There's, like, very little, like, okay, so there's very little plot, but there's lots of things happening.
There's lots happening.
Because the plot is just essentially these astronauts crash land on a planet.
They're coming back to Earth.
They're coming back to Earth. They think everything's fine. They crash land on this, like, one of them dies, two crash land on a planet, and have to figure out what's going on while trying to take down a gang of evil, like, marauders and ghouls that, like, just appear randomly that try and kill people.
They're like zombies.
That
basically.
is, like, that is the plot.
That's the film.
I'm not even kidding. That is the plot. Like, there's a little bit with, like, a love story, but that's, like, the last, like,
That's fine.
That's like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
That's fine.
Because the first half is just him trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
While we get cuts of this this Marauder gang
Doing their thing.
doing their horrible shit.
Yeah.
While ghouls attack everyone, and then we finally come to a head. Like there's a reason.
You know what's gonna happen.
There's a reason these two meet up, and that's the girl.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the plot. There's nothing really here,
Thankfully.
plot-wise, which is great for this kind of movie.
Which apparently...
Because it's like, it just moves the plot slightly out of the way to prepare you for, like, just so much, like, 90% action.
Dude, the ending
so
of this...
The ending of it is like it's like a shootout from an old western, but like
Post-apocalypse.
Post-apocalyptic sci-fi.
It's great.
It is amazing. There's even a laser cannon in
There's
this
a laser
movie,
cannon.
So like,
There's
what's not to love about this movie?
Plus, it's the 80s, so there's bloody-ass squibs everywhere.
A guy literally gets his head blown off by a shotgun.
Yeah, like, I mean, kids get shot, like... It's
I wouldn't
great.
say that's like a strong suit, but they did go there, which is like...
Oh, they go there.
I did not expect that.
Multiple times. No, this is great. Like, I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, you almost get, like, tonal whiplash watching this thing.
Well, especially at first, because you get, like, them, like, they're flying through space, right? And they're like, okay, well, there's Earth. How are we gonna... Our trajectory's wrong and, like, everything. And then they start, like...
It's also worth mentioning that, like, the opening scene of the spaceship is adorable.
It is. It's like a bunch of like styrofoam and stuff that just
buttons
shit they found around and spray painted blue
and computer screens
and random computer screens that don't do anything.
But
and
my favorite
buttons
is the toy. There's shots randomly inserted of like someone holding a toy spaceship above like a globe.
It's absolutely
like one of those
adorable.
Spinning globes that you can buy at like a store.
Yeah, and they're just holding it and like.
And someone is slowly spinning the globe, like our ship is orbiting Earth.
So, but like while they're like figuring out how to get back to Earth,
because no one's answering,
we get like this scene of a bunch of people running around and like these dudes in trucks just shooting at them and like
lassoing them
and like hanging them and like tying up the men. While like these astronauts are like, okay, we need to press here and like they'll go here, and then we get like little miniatures.
We're not getting any
going across the Atlas.
No signal. Because they keep talking about how there's no...
Then the guys...
No one's talking to them on Earth.
Like, right after that, after they're talking about getting to Earth, we get a firing squad. They kill all the men, blow off the guy's head, and then it goes back to the adorable space thing.
With, like, the whimsical music.
The soundtrack is very jarring at times.
It's very...
It's very weird. Like, it's well done. Like, don't get me wrong, it's like a full orchestra, but, like, it's just... It's weird to hear, like, I don't think...
It sounds out of date.
Tonally, it doesn't match very well. It kind of almost seems like it's like a Twilight Zone episode.
Like a 50s sci-fi.
Yeah, like it's almost like 50s sci-fi, but they put it in here,
But they put it in
maybe was a throwback. I don't know. Maybe they were trying to go for that. Which, if they were, that's even more meta, and I love it.
Bold, because it's like imagine this 50s shit over like a violent 80s. R-rated fucking post-apocalypse jam.
Yeah, so finally the Marauders take the girls back, and then we can focus on our astronauts crash landing, because shit goes south fast in this spaceship.
Well, because they're like they can't reach anybody. Everyone, like, it's just radio down everywhere. They don't know what's going on, so they have to land in the ocean by Los Angeles.
Well, so they like, I think they do something with their I can't remember what they say, but like they do something with their thrusters where they over-engage the engine and like everything blows up.
Well, it's that combined with like them re-entering the atmosphere and doing like a very impromptu landing.
So one of them dies. They crash land in the ocean. We get a guy coming out, and he's looking around, and like this is where we get like a feel for how the effects are. And I actually, honestly, was pretty impressed with most of them.
This is also where you get a feel for the fact that, like, a lot of exposition and stuff is narration.
Which is fine. I mean,
honestly, I'm fine with it.
Honestly, this movie doesn't have a ton of dialogue.
It's fine.
There's not a lot of people talking. There's not a lot of people explaining. There's no exposition dumps because you know what's going on.
All the exposition is the narration.
Yeah.
So this like, and it's just him narrating like what's happening,
narrating, like he says he's going on the beach. He was trying to find civilization,
and how he's confused by why like there's nobody like there.
He stumbles upon these people relaxing on the beach, and he thinks they're alive, and then
Like sunbathers.
he like trips and like notices they're like fully decayed, and it looks really cool because they're like paper mache like mannequins, but they're like
skulls.
Eyes are all like gone and sunken in, and they look. It actually looks pretty creepy.
It's like if you read between the lines, you can tell that it's like it's implying that it's just like people they were chilling on the beach when a atom bomb
like
went
they
off.
were like very near a nuclear blast.
So, and then like he picks up a radio,
tries
fiddles
to dial
around,
it in,
nothing.
doesn't get anything. So then he like sees his friend on the beach, and they get out of there and they find
They make a campfire.
They make a campfire and they're like trying to sleep, and then this is where we get our ghouls.
The mutants show up and they're all deformed, like
he blasts one of them, sets one of them on fire.
He doesn't blast one of them, he cuts his fucking arm off.
Oh yeah, that's
remember?
Right. He chops his arm off.
And yeah, he sets another one on fire. They fight a lot, and like they fight him off. It's the next day, and they go, and you see like the city, the big fucking matte painting. There's a lot of matte paintings in this,
which actually look really good. They did a really good job blending it to make it look like it was the actual city.
Because obviously, I mean, it's a low budget movie. They're not gonna fucking build.
They do it a lot, and they use a lot of miniatures, but it's not to the point where it looks ridiculous. It actually looks pretty legit.
Oh, listen, I love old school special effects.
Well, and like I think the budget, I think I looked it up, the budget was $250,000.
Yeah.
Which,
it's not a lot.
Even by 80s standards, that is like nothing.
It's not a lot.
That is not a lot. So, I mean, it sounds like a lot, but I'm sure if you know movies, that's not anything.
No.
That's like a drop in the hat.
But yeah, lots of matte paintings.
So then they search around and they find this old mansion, and they decide to clean it up, and that's like going to be their HQ,
their base.
So
they wire it up with like radio shit.
So one of they also like, I guess, or no, they find the radio tower after he leaves, right? No, sorry, that's before.
It's before.
So he finds a radio tower, and like the last testimony of this radio guy. It feels like a video game.
It really does, because
this is like sounds like a mission you would find like the radio announcers
or like
you
know how in like BioShock and shit you find like radio recordings.
But this is like his last will and testament.
It's like this radio guy, and like he finds his body, and like he's just clutching this like recorder, and he plays it back, and it's just backstory.
Yep.
About how like all the atom bombs went off, and like
this is the only
the world went to shit.
Little tiny bit of exposition you get.
Yeah, that like the world went to shit, and like there are people who are normal, and then there are other people who became like fucking mutants, and they just eat every living thing imaginable.
Mm-hmm. And so then they find the mansion, they clean it up, and then the main guy is like, I gotta go try and find someone.
He's gotta go explore. He's gotta do our video game protagonist thing.
Yep. He has like a mission. Like for some reason, he's just on a mission to do something.
We also get a very brief thing about how he had a wife and son 5 years before this that died. We don't know why they died.
It's kind of incredible. They never explain, but they kind of just like, you don't care, like how quickly the world went to shit.
Yeah, it's like
it was like no time at all.
It goes along with it.
Yeah. So he just goes off on his own, and he tries to like, he's just walking around the city, and he finds a museum.
Well, it's right around the time that like we get like it's like a storm.
Oh yeah, it's like a radiation storm.
It's all fucking, the sky's all red and shit.
He finds like a Geiger counter, and it starts like going off,
going ham,
and he has to like get in the building before the radiation storm
hits him, I guess. But he gets in there, and it's like a museum, and he falls asleep, and we get a little fucking like dream sequence.
Well, like where his like kid and wife are like walking backwards. And then they
disappear
through a door,
and then they appear through a door as like
cloaks, as skeletons,
and,
like slowly come towards the
screed. Yeah,
and he wakes up all freaked out, obviously.
And there's a kid there.
Yep. So he's confused, and then he meets the curator, I guess, of the museum,
who's been taking care of this kid, and the curator just tells him about like. I mean, he takes him through the museum.
Well, he takes him he says Egyptians their technology got too advanced, and that's why they declined,
and it killed them.
And it killed them, and he's like, that's exactly what happened to us.
It's all a big scene about I mean, the whole point of the scene is just telling how fucking, I guess, humanity dies.
Right.
But he gets to the very last exhibit, which is the 20th century, and there's an astronaut with a fucking gun, which comes into play later.
So it's hilarious because it's this action movie.
It's quick. It's 90-some minutes, so...
It doesn't waste your goddamn time, because the curator immediately shows him that he's dying and then starts dying.
And tells him to take the kid. Take care of him.
So the guy's like, okay, cool, let's take the kid.
And he takes care of the kid. They're having a nice old time. We get little... In between all this, there's snippets of shenanigans at the fucking...
It's basically just showing they're evil. They kidnap women, they kidnap kids.
They try to rape the women.
They try to rape the women, they kill all the men. They're just...
One of the women escapes.
It's just establishing them as evil people. And one of the women escapes, and she goes off. And
then
so...
we get a scene later on where they're exploring our main character and the kid. It's this abandoned power plant or something. And they're walking around, and they get shot at.
So he goes up and distracts the shooter, and then goes in the building, and they fight, and he realizes it's a woman.
And she thinks that he is with Cutter.
So while they're all talking,
which is our bad guy,
when they're talking about this, the kid starts getting attacked by ghouls.
And so they run out. They shoot a bunch of them. There's some fisticuffs. They drive away.
Squibs going off. Yeah.
And then they go back to our mansion. And almost immediately,
the woman falls for him.
She is almost completely naked, and then he's good night, and then she's
she grabs his arm and pulls him back.
She's I haven't felt like this in years, and
I'm oh lordy.
And then our man Steve Barkett gets his groove on.
He does.
Oh,
he has
God.
to get it in, okay? He's our hero.
And then after he has sex, he goes to lay down with the kid and tells the kid about all this fucking, existential stuff and how it's important to be strong and all this stuff and stand for justice, and it's a total power fantasy, and I love it.
It's great.
It's fucking great.
It's total 80s power fantasy, and I'm here for it.
Listen,
Lizard.
I don't know why it is, but this shit, for some stupid reason, this power fantasy male bullshit.
I mean, I'm not trying to be
It's why do we play video games?
Yeah.
Why do you play Fallout? I don't know, because you want to be the fucking hero. Our man Steve Barkett.
He directed a movie where he's the fucking hero.
Where he's the man.
He's all about justice and... It
also kind of reminded me of fucking what was the movie? Do you remember Wonder Women?
Yes. With
Mike the insurance man as our main character.
Yes.
It has that same feeling of it's the most simple, basic fucking protagonist, man.
He is so basic.
Being the fucking hero, and it comes back around to being almost endearing. I don't even know. It's great.
Well, so... God.
They immediately, again, bullet train. They are hatching a plan.
Because they're going to go take down this group because she said another woman got kidnapped with a kid.
With a kid, yeah.
And so they're like, okay, well, let's go. Let's, try and do this. And so they,
him and his... it's him, his friend, the woman, the kid. They're all in on it. They go and break into this camp, and we get some adorable miniatures.
Well, so the kid sets up this trap where they think it's going to be a car, and then he's waiting to pull the distraction while they go and get the kid and the woman. So
yeah.
They tie up Sid Haig's character, the leader of the Marauders, and they try and bring him back, but they fight a bunch of them, and she
has a laser gun.
She fires the laser gun at a bunch of them. They explode everywhere.
She blows up a tiny little baby miniature,
All
a
I know
little
is
shack.
these marauders must be like the last fucking marauder group on the planet, because there's like, I swear to God, like hundreds of them.
The amount of dead fucking goons in this. I know it's the 80s, but it's up there.
I think the death count in this movie is like 52, and like most, like literally like 98% of that is the marauders.
Is the fucking goons, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's what's funny. They're taking Sid Haig and all this shit, and then Sid Haig gets away.
I don't understand this. This is the only scene in the movie where I'm just like, what? And like, it was just like, oh yeah, like someone cut his leg again. And then like Sid Haig just like shifts and runs off.
Like, while they're distracted, he like fucking...
They're distracted by a leg, literally like inches in front of them, and Sid Haig just moves to the side,
zooms the fuck away.
runs away.
And then immediately, you know, it's gonna be bad. But they go back to their house. Everything's supposedly fine, and then...
So the guy and the kid are getting gas. They're getting like supply. They went for like one last supply run
before they leave.
They're all gonna make a run for it because they've rescued the girl. They've rescued the kid. Like, everything's good. So they're in town. They're gonna get gas, and you know this. You know what's gonna happen.
You've seen these movies.
They think they're safe, and so they go in for one last supply run.
You know these movies.
What do you think is gonna happen? So yeah. Anyway. The marauders come in.
They knock out his friend.
They knock out the friend. They kill everyone.
They kill everybody.
The friend. I don't know why they spared the friend at this moment, but
it's fine.
So our main dude and the kid get back, and the guy's just mortified. Like, he finds
his lover.
His lover first. She has like a bullet in her head. And then, like, the woman's all contorted on a chair.
Yeah.
And he, like, can't even look at her. Like, it doesn't show.
But you just see, like, all her limbs.
You know it's supposed to be, like, horrific. And then you see the kid's, like, hand. And I was like, oh, shit.
And he picks up the kid's hand.
Because they have showed, like, two kids, like, get... Not, like, on screen, obviously. But like,
get killed.
But, like, the implication is there. They absolutely killed kids, which is horrible.
What a movie.
I cannot believe... Like...
Ballsy.
I know you're trying to establish, like, these are fucking evil.
Oh, trust
people.
me, they do.
Oh yeah, and like they get their up and comings. Trust me. So he's just like pissed off. The friend kind of wakes up and is like all solemn because he got fucking knocked out while all this was happening.
Yeah.
And so our main dude is like, you know, I have to end this. I have to go. And like, so like immediately after. We see him like carrying the child, and he's like brandishing a shotgun and
he's cleaning polishing his gun.
And the kid's like, you're not gonna go, are you? Like, you'll die if you go. And he's like, I have to to avenge them for justice.
Well, though, because his friend is like, this is just you're just going on a mission of revenge. He's like, no, this isn't revenge. This is justice.
Well, because he gives this whole spiel about how he can't let baby killers like live.
Yeah, he can't let people like this live.
He can't consciously let these evil ass people continue roaming the earth.
Yeah, he's got to kill them.
Which, you know what?
Listen.
Go for it. I'm all in.
This is the kind of shit.
All my poker chips are in because
this is the kind of shit that appeals to me.
You're with him and you get it. And then you know some crazy shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you know what? All in.
Epic.
All in. Fuck yeah. Go and kill those fucking child killers.
Oh, it's great.
It's great.
He goes into their camp and starts like driving around.
This dude becomes a fucking one-man Rambo motherfucking army. Like,
he turns into fucking Rambo,
going fucking ham in his Jeep, just fucking mowing them down in the car,
throwing bombs.
He throws bombs. They fucking explode. He runs into a bunch of fire and like crashes his car, and then gets behind a car, plants another bomb in them, tricks them, blows up the car. He obliterates.
We get a beautiful mannequin exploding.
It's fucking amazing.
Oh man,
he just like fucking wrecks all of them. And
there's crazy because there's goons on roofs, there's goons coming out of doors, there's goons in bushes.
It's like an old school Western shootout but like just everyone's fucking dying.
Yeah, it's like that, but 80s, so it's like bloody
then
squibs.
He goes into like a shack and just like fucking starts throwing Molotov cocktails to create a smoke screen, just blasting away with his fucking. It's fucking epic. Like you need to see it. I can't like fully describe it. You need to see it. It's literally like, how many minutes would you say that is?
It was like a good 5 minutes.
It was like a long sequence.
And it was lit.
Him just fucking, he comes in with a Jeep, just fucking guns blazing. He goes, like, finds a shotgun, just fucking starts, like, blasting all of them.
His friend shows up.
Molotov cocktails. The friend shows up.
His friend shows up, rescues him, and he's like, "Why'd you come?" And he's like, "I just did."
It just did.
And immediately
gets killed.
His friend gets shot, and then he takes his friend's shotgun and blasts more people. There's
like scenes where like the guys will come up and like point the gun and shoot, and he like slides under it and like blasts it. But he doesn't just do like one pump into him. It's like
multiple pumps,
2 pumps or 1 full clip for every single person. I swear to God. He has like a revolver and he just unloads like 6 rounds in like every single goon he comes across.
Yeah, it's not just one. It's like per one person. It's so lit.
I like the two. Like, there's one guy, I swear to God, he pumps like 3 full shotgun blasts into. I was like, damn, dude. This guy's on a fucking fucking justice, like, brigade. Like,
dude.
Holy fuck.
This was so lit.
Dude, I love this scene.
And then, like, we see, like, a van driving off.
So it's like the second right-hand guy of the Marauder leader. And he runs off, so our guy gets in a car and chases him.
And then next scene, they're on a roof.
So he's like crawling across the roof, and the guy's looking for him and like tries to like shoot him while he's like, because he's on the lower levels of the roof,
climbing in the windows and stuff.
And then he gets up, and then so they shoot a bunch, and then he finally shoots him in like the shoulder, and like knocks the guy down, blasts his gun away. And then, like, slowly starts, like, he shoots his, like, 2 legs.
He shoots him in the legs twice, and then there's, like, a fight.
And they start, like, fighting with their fists, and he almost throws the guy off.
And then the guy takes a knife, tries to stab him.
He, like, cuts a little bit of his, like, not enough to, like, bleed a lot, but, like, he cuts his throat. And then the guy, like, gets the upper hand and, like, stabs him. And is just, like, twisting the knife into
as he's
him.
Twisting the knife and, like, digging it into him, he's like, "This is for Sarah." And then digs deeper. "This is for, like, Matt." Digs deeper. And this is for so and so.
And this is for the little girl, and just like stabs his eye. And I was like, bro, this is like, we were both like, bro, this isn't even the main bad dude.
This isn't even the main guy.
This
like
is like the right hand man. Like, holy shit.
That's an 80s movie thing right there. That is some fucking, like, lizard brain appeal, and I am all for it.
That's like Rambo ripping out a guy's Adam's apple.
Yeah, after the guy tries to rape someone.
Yep. That's
that is Rambo coming up and ripping out his Adam's apple.
Yes.
Like, that's on that level.
Or, if you want to do another Rambo reference, Rambo, like, literally tearing a beating heart out of a man. Shit. Like, that is, like, I mean, that's just that kind of, like...
As that kind of like extra
kind of extra shit that we just love.
That I love.
I fucking love. I love extra shit like that.
Oh man, well it's just like
it's so extra
because
and
you build up.
But I love it
because these movies they build up these villains as like the most bloodthirsty scumfucks.
Yes,
and then
these dudes kill children. They rape any women they can
yeah.
find. Like. These are horrible, awful, like scum of the earth.
And then you see them get wrecked.
And it works because you want to see them die that way.
It's the purest lizard brain appeal. I love it.
If you know, you know, okay? That's just what I'm saying. Like,
it's beautiful.
It's amazing, like, goopy, like, lizard brain shit.
It's beautiful. But even then we were like, what's gonna happen? Like, the main villain's still alive.
So anyway, he goes back to the kid. The kid's like, you know, is Matt dead? And he's like, yeah, but like, you know, death isn't so bad. It's like, it's worse for people like who have to deal with like living without those people.
Without people they care about. And there's
sorry,
also
my phone went off a little
your
bit.
Phone
I hope no one heard that.
Your phone wanted to join the conversation.
Yep.
Really quick before we get to this last scene. I just want to mention there was brief moments earlier in the film where he was teaching the kid how to shoot guns.
Well, and he said the kid was pretty proficient with...
And teaching him how to, like, just in case,
well,
how to stand up for himself.
He even mentions the kid is, like, really good with a gun.
Yeah.
And so they're, like, next to a van.
In, like, the middle of a desert.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, like, how they're gonna, you know, how they need to, like, head out and all this stuff.
And then the guy gets blasted.
Our main character, gets blasted by like right in the shoulder, and tells the kid to run away. And it's Sid Haig, and like the guy's like, they're just going back and forth. Like
well, he's like, you underestimated me. Like, no one. I mean, I don't underestimate anyone, and that's why I have to like kill you.
And then like the guy throws a knife at him, and he's like, you missed, but I won't. So he shoots him again, and then he's about to like finish him off.
He's like, goodbye for the last time.
And then boom, boom, boom.
And he like rolls on the ground and he gets blasted again. And we see the kid just brandishing the gun.
It's insane. It's insane.
I cannot believe.
It's insane.
Ultimate justice.
The kid fucking murders him, and then, you know, our guy dies.
And then the kid puts on his necklace, and now we begin the narration of the kid.
Talking about how, like, you know, like, he taught me, like, love, justice, and, like, all this stuff.
All these, like, altruistic things. So this guy, like, this kid's gonna, like, carry on the legacy...
Of Newman. That's our guy, Newman. He's gonna carry on the legacy of Newman.
Our heavy action uncle.
Steve Arquette is a fucking uncle, bro.
He is. He's our heavy action uncle. You know what? I'm here for the action uncles, okay? I really am. I am glad that 80s is the year of action uncles.
Well, it's just like... But here's the thing. All the other movies, the uncles are the, like, side.
The goons, but they're still in action movies. So, you know what? It's an action uncle summer.
But in this one, it's like, oh, it's all uncles.
I'm here for the action uncle summer, okay? I really am.
But yeah, it's like the narration of the kid walking off on the lonely road.
Yeah, just
that he's gonna with the revolver, and that he's gonna carry on the legacy of epic hero Uncle Newman.
Yes.
Roll credits.
This movie is actually incredible. Like, if you have any love for this kind of movie, you do yourself a favor and watch this movie. Like, that. Seriously, that shootout scene gave me like almost chills. Like it was
epic.
It was awesome.
It was like, I mean, it gave me that 80s like one man army shit.
Now,
like Rambo and Commando, like just one guy wrecking endless goons.
Now, since we're doing I mean, obviously this is homebrew shit. But like, if I had to nitpick it, which I'm not. I don't really want to nitpick it too much, obviously, because I really liked it. If I had to nitpick it, some of the editing is fucking
wild.
Choppy. It's so like all over the place at times. Like usually it's fine, but every once in a while he does this like quick edit thing where it just like jumps to like different like scenes, and it's just like, okay, like stop,
chill,
stop with the quick editing. Just
the only like
let it be.
There is that. The other nitpick. And this is, like, minor, because, I mean, we kind of talked about how there's not a lot of dialogue in this.
Yeah.
But occasionally, some of the dialogue, it's that thing of, like...
It's a little cheesy, I would say.
It's, again, tonal whiplash.
Yes.
It's, like, it's almost like a 50s sci-fi, but it's a fucking, like... violent 80s fucking movie where kids get blasted. Like,
well, yeah, because they all talk about like justice and like, you know, like fighting.
See, that's fine.
You know,
that's fine because that pleased my goopy lizard brain. But it's more like the dialogue between him and like his other astronaut friend early on in the movie.
That's fair.
It's just kind of like, considering the insane...
There's a weird juxtaposition.
Like, considering the horrific situation they're in,
yeah,
it doesn't quite connect, but it's so... There's so little of it
Again, I like I said, again at times it could be a little choppy, but it's not enough to ruin the movie.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like, cause this movie is entertaining as all hell. It
The
is
homebrew.
so fucking entertaining.
The homebrew only adds to it.
I did not even check the time. I didn't even care. It could
I
have
did
been
not.
like 3 hours, and I would have still been into it.
Yeah, because it's quick, lots of awesome like old school matte paintings and
Heavy
shit.
action uncle. That's all I'm saying. Like, it just
Great action, lots of abandoned shacks, and like I'm all for that.
so am I.
It just keeps it keeps plugging along,
Mm-hmm.
and it knows it knows what to do.
Yeah, and like I mean, there's not much else to say about it. It's just a straightforward sci-fi action
Post-apocalyptic
post-apocalyptic movie
jam.
that just goes with it and fucking does a pretty good job at it. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, like a really fantastic job actually. If I'm being completely honest,
I dig
really
this.
liked this movie a lot. Shitty to pretty, you guys already know. We've been giving a lot of these lately. For me, it's a 10.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'll give it a 9.
really, you're not gonna go 10?
Not quite, but listen, a 9 is no fucking.
It's no, yeah, you're right. I mean, honestly, I did not. This one I liked, but I liked the what was the movie we watched? Not last week, but the week before that.
Oh my god, Dragon Force
Dragon Force was just
special.
that was special because I love squad based, but like I did like this.
Oh no,
movie.
Kill Squad.
Kill Squad.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, not Dragon Force. Dragon Force was, but
Dragon Force was fun, but Kill Squad was
Kill
lit.
Squad was lit because they did like the whole squad based thing. They had a huge double cross.
Martial
they
arts.
did really well with that. This movie, I don't know. I just like, I really liked how fucking average Joe Newman just took down a fucking gang of like raping and like child killing marauders. I love that shit. It's so fucking cool.
I would love for like
He's such an average Joe. Like,
Yeah.
You would never, ever cast him as an action hero.
nope, but it's his movie.
But he does. I mean,
So,
he cast himself, and
it's
you know
his
what?
fucking movie.
That took some
He
fucking
wrote,
cojones, and
Produced
I like
and directed it, and he was like, "Fuck it,
that. It just gives you hope. You're just like, you know what? I can make this movie.
you can." I
And
mean,
yeah, it might not be a hit because this isn't a hit,
no, but there are people who like this movie.
but yeah, I don't know. Like, it just,
we are those people, and I mean, yeah, you could make this movie. I'm not 100% sure though if someone else did, if it would be as insanely entertaining as this.
no, and that's what makes it special, right?
It's that
Because,
lightning. It's that like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, because like you could try and recreate this, but you wouldn't make the exact same movie.
It's just every piece comes together to make a very unique fucking thing.
Absolutely. But yeah, so that's the aftermath. Anything else to say about it?
No, but if anyone at like a video game company is listening, I would really kill for like a first person RPG-esque adaptation of this.
That'd be awesome.
Like-
you're an astronaut,
like
you
Fallout,
crash land, and
But you're the astronaut in space, and like the whole first like hour of the game is like you as the astronaut in space crash.
then you
I
have
would-
to like survive in this dystopian.
And it's like an open
future.
world fucking thing. I would kill for that.
And then the end is you taking down just a gigantic mob of marauders
Yep,
that have just wrecked the fucking
wrecked
your entire life.
I would kill for.
It
I
could
would.
take place like decades out, and like you
I would kill
establish
for
a
that.
connection for like the woman and everything, or your partner.
Yeah,
whoever
because
you
you'd have more time to establish those things.
You'd have like more time to establish the partner, like
Yeah,
like be it man or woman, like who cares? But
it could be anything.
like just any partner, and like you establish this whole connection, maybe build up like a community, and then marauders like destroy everything, and then your last
Kill everybody.
then your last mission is just
The last mission of the game
it's
is
just
you
called-
fucking.
It's just called justice. You just fucking like wrecking their shit,
You just go to like your armory and just stack up on all your weapons.
dude.
I would kill for that.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about how
I
cool
would
that would
fucking
be.
kill for that shit.
I would fucking love that shit. If there is a video game, please let me know if there's a video game like that.
If there's something like that, I would love to know.
That'd be so fucking cool.
But my God, someone should make it.
You know what?
Listen, it's not a fucking
You credit us if you make that game.
It's a B movie, so the rights to a video game. Come on.
You won't need it.
It can't be that expensive.
Make the Aftermath the game. That's all I'm asking.
Literally.
You
can when you release, you can bundle it with the movie.
Almost 40 years later, just make the fucking game.
Dude, they made a Warriors game 30 years after the fucking movie, and it was lit.
Pretty good.
Yeah, come on.
I like that game a lot.
Do it. That's all I gotta add.
But we're digressing way beyond the movie now, so that's all I gotta say too. Just go watch the Aftermath. It's on YouTube. You can rent it on Amazon if you want, but the rip on YouTube
I'll be honest,
is really good.
The rip we saw is, for a movie like this, it looks fantastic.
Just search Aftermath 1982. It'll come right up.
Yeah.
It's an hour and 34 minutes long. Just watch it and enjoy. If you have a group of friends that love action movies, you owe it to yourself to watch this in full.
Yeah.
Because you need to see at least that shootout scene.
You need to see this, yeah.
If you don't watch the rest of the movie, watch that fucking shootout. It's incredible. But yeah, so that's the Aftermath, and for They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.